Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Isni Nadira Binti Najmuddin. I will be presenting on the topic of Muslims' intention to participate in cash Waqf in Shah Selangor. So these are the contents that we are going to look on today. First, on the introduction, literature review, research methodology, results and discussion, and in the end, we are going to look on the conclusion and recommendations that can be made throughout the studies. For the introduction, Waqf is actually one of important elements or instruments in Islamic social finance, and it can be defined as any property that being detained from any types of transactions for the society purposes. Okay, there are two types of product. Okay, two types of product of Waqf, which is first Waqf building scheme and second cash Waqf scheme. And these two products have a two different structure, where in Waqf building scheme, the donor prefer to endow a piece of land, okay, for the Waqf purposes. Whereas for the cash Waqf scheme, the donors prefer to put aside a certain of money that will then be given to the Waqf institutions, and then the Waqf institutions are responsible to manage the fund, okay, for the Waqf purpose. Okay, so according to 77th Majlis Fatwa Kebangsaan Muzakarah 2007, the practice of cash Waqf is allowed with three restrictions, which is first, money's original worth must increase, and second, Waqf asset purchase with the money must be in accordance with Sharia principles. And third, money must comply with any criteria that Perbadanan Waqf Selangor may from time to time design it. Okay, and it have been approved, okay, supported by Majlis Akademi Fiqh Islam Antarabangsa as well as AOFIQ, okay, which they believe by having cash Waqf, it can solve issues on unproductive Waqf properties involving tangible assets. Unfortunately, this cash Waqf scheme is seen to develop at slow rate, and it is said that it could not reach all individuals, according to Mohtar, Sidin and Razak 2015. Besides, the statistic indicates that cash Waqf collection is showing a fluctuating pattern. Therefore, in this research, where we aim to determine the factors that influence Muslims' intention to participate in cash Waqf, and second, to investigate the relationship between attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavior control on Muslims' intention to participate in cash Waqf. Cash Waqf. Based on the previous studies, it has been discussed on the factors influencing Muslims' intention to participate in cash Waqf. One of it is according to the authors, okay, where the studies on factors that influence the behavioral intentions of Muslims to participate in cash Waqf through salary deductions found out that it is influenced by attitude of an individual. Okay, so for in this topic, in this research, we are going to highlight the three independent variables according to the theory of planned behavior (TPB). Okay, so according to TPB, it is actually a theory, okay, to look on the intention of individual to bind in behavior at a certain place and time. Okay, so behavioral intention of an individual to perform an action is influenced by three factors according to TPB, which is first attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavior control. Okay, so for attitude, according to Sakti 2016, during the studies, it can be concluded that attitude is the important variable for a Muslim to endow in cash Waqf. Okay, whereas for Adeyemi 2016, based on the research and studies made by him, he concluded that one of the variables that influence the awareness of cash Waqf is the social, cultural, or subjective norms. And besides, for the third one, according to Osman, Muhammad, and Fazil 2016, it is seen that perceived behavioral control has a significant relationship with intention to give cash waqf. Okay, so for the theoretical framework, this will be our theoretical framework, which will be highlighted on independent variables, attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavior control, whether it will give a factor, determine, okay, whether these variables determine the Muslim's intention to participate in cash waqf. So the hypothesis statement, first, we are going to look on whether attitude has a significant relationship with Muslims' intention to participate in cash waqf. Second, subjective norms has a significant relationship with Muslims' intention to participate in cash waqf. And third, perceived behavioral control has a significant relationship with Muslims' intention to participate in cash waqf. So in this research, we are going to use descriptive research design, as we are going to determine the characteristics of the listed variable. Okay, so for the sampling design, the target population of our research will be the Muslims residents of Shah in Selangor. Okay, Shah Selangor. Where in Shah the Malay population is found to be 346,411. Okay, so according to Sekarang and Bogi, the numbers that we are going to do to be our sample is 382. So these 382 questionnaires will be distributed among the Muslims residents in Shah Selangor to discuss on the topic, the research. So questionnaires were distributed as primary data collection method, and it will also distributed using Google Form, since we are having an issue on COVID-19 on the 2021. So for the data analysis, first we are going to look on the demographic analysis. Second, the descriptive analysis, and third, we are going to look on Pearson correlation analysis. For the demographic analysis, there are 9 elements, which is gender, age, marital status, whether the respondents live in Shah or not, education background, Islam education, occupation, household income, and heard on cash waqf. And based on this data, it can be seen that most of the respondents have heard on cash waqf. From 382 respondents, a total of 254 respondents have heard on cash waqf. Okay, so next we're going to look on the descriptive analysis. For the descriptive analysis, it can be concluded that most of the respondents still do not have any history in making contribution for cash waqf. But you can see here, numbers of them, the 254 out of 382 have heard on cash waqf, but they do not taking any action to have contribute in cash waqf. So a total of only a total of 138 respondents have contributed in cash waqf. Okay. Next, for the independent variables, attitude, it can be seen, I believe it is highly rewarding to participate in cash waqf, have been ranked at number 1, which indicates that the respondents do have the general knowledge on cash waqf, and they believe by contributing in cash waqf, it can benefit the individual and society. Okay, next for the subjective norms, it can be seen that the poverty in society encouraged me to endow in cash waqf has been ranked first, which indicates that the respondent believe, okay, the poverty issues that occur in society is the main reason, one of the main reasons that encourage them to contribute in cash waqf. And we also can see here on how I have known about cash waqf from most my co-workers or friends have been ranked as the last place, which indicates that there are low encouragement from most colleagues and friends for them to influence them to contribute in cash waqf. And third, perceived behavior control. Okay, so according to this data, the clear information about cash walk-off have been the main, okay, have become one of the important things for an individual to influence them to contribute in cash walk-off. Okay. So next we're going to look the person correlation analysis, where in this analysis we're going to look on we're going to make a comparison, okay, whether not comparison, we're going to highlight the relationship between the independent variables and dependent variables. And it can be seen here, attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavior control have recorded a positive, moderate correlation with Muslims' intention. So it indicates that these three independent variables have uh, can be a can be the determining factors for them for an individual for a Muslims to contribute in cash walk-off. So the three independent variables do not correlate to each other. So for the it can be concluded that we can accept all the hypothesis testing, which indicates that attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavior control has the significant relationship towards Muslims' intention to participate in cash walk-off. So for the discussion of research questions on this research topic, on what are the factors that influence Muslims' intention to participate in cash walk-off, as you can see before, okay, on the factors, okay, through the data, that attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavior control are the factors that influence Muslims' intention to participate in cash walk-off. And second, attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavior control have significant relationship with Muslims' intention to participate in cash walk-off. As a for conclusion, the existence of cash walk-off makes it possible for everyone to contribute compared to the traditional walk-off. Whether you have money, whether you can you you may don't have any land, but you can contribute by contribute to walk-off just by using your cash that you own. Okay, in this study, the factors that influence Muslims' intention to participate in cash walk-off were determined using the TPB. So under the TPB, the independent variables for the studies were attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavioral control. And the results of the study showed that all independent variables had a significant relationship with the Muslims' intention to participate in cash walk-off. So for the implication of this study, we hope by this research can help the Waqf institutions to examine factors that influence Muslims' intention to participate in cash walk-off, which will then spread the awareness on the existence and advantages of cash walk-off, which will be much more easier for them. Okay, and then third, the reference for future research in examining Muslims' intention to participate in cash walk-off by applying TPB, and also have an additional variable which is religiosity. So thank you for today. Assalamualaikum.